A Cook County jury has awarded more than $66 million to the family of a woman who died back in 2019 after undergoing cosmetic surgery for a tummy tuck and liposuction. The family's attorney telling us today it was a shameful case of medical malpractice.
We believe that this is the largest medical malpractice verdict in the history of Illinois for wrongful death.
Attorney Brad Cosgrove says the massive verdict is warranted by the facts of the case. 39-year-old Adalia Corcolis of Chicago was a married mother of 4 when she went to the 63 Laser and Skin Clinic near 63rd and Pulaski on the southwest side. The lawsuit says Dr. Ayub Sayeg was performing a tummy tuck and liposuction on Corcolis when it became clear that something wasn't right.
There were signs that she was losing blood during the surgery. There was unstable vital signs where it was demonstrated that her blood pressure kept dropping down.
Cosgrove says Corcolis continued to deteriorate after the surgery ended, but the doctor opted to go ahead with the procedure on another patient, leaving her in the care of an inexperienced nurse.
Dr. Sayeg assured the anesthesiologist 3 different occasions that the patient was not bleeding, but he failed to even come and do a basic physical abdominal exam on the patient.
After her heart rate shot over 200 for several hours, the lawsuit says Corcolis was eventually transferred to Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn, where she underwent emergency surgery.
Through heroic efforts, they were able to open up her belly, and they found that she had over 2 liters of blood, more than half of her blood volume in her abdominal cavity. Essentially, what that means is the patient had been bleeding for hours, was unrecognized, untreated.
Despite those efforts, Corcolis suffered massive organ failure and died after being removed from a ventilator. After a trial that lasted about a week, a Cook County jury on Friday found Dr. Sayeg and his businesses liable for Corcolis' death and ordered that he pay her family $32 million for grief, sorrow, and mental suffering, $15 million for loss of love, care, guidance, and companionship, and another $19 million for Corcolis' pain and suffering and emotional distress. Sayeg, who is based in Michigan and flies into Chicago to perform plastic surgeries, is still practicing at the clinic on the southwest side.
But what this verdict will mean is that he will be reported to the Illinois Department of Professional Financial Responsibility, and his practices will be investigated, and he will be subject to investigation where he will have to explain his conduct to the state licensing committee.
The doctor can appeal that verdict and the judgment, but would have to post a bond of nearly $100 million that would be held by the court until that appeal is decided. Now, we reached out to Dr. Sayeg and the clinic by phone and by email, but have not yet heard back.